Hello there. How people can live with themselves after doing this sort of thing, I just don't know. Firstly, as ever, please kick that YouTube algorithm up the jacksie by giving this video a big fat like. And I'm always uploading new content, so please do check my YouTube channel daily. Now, I've been reading recently about a worrying rise in the number of fraudsters taking advantage of the current situation by trying to get into old age pensioners' homes and rob them. Why is this sadly so depressingly predictable? The local government association, the LGA, said that these lowlifes are impersonating government officials so as to gain the trust of elderly people and then rob them blind. On this, the government says, "The intention of these fraudsters is to manipulate and gain the trust of the elderly and vulnerable, simply to execute more elaborate scams, gain access to their property or access their savings." Not only that, many people are receiving phishing emails purporting to either sell them some sort of quack remedy or even asking them to send money to a charity, all in the hopes of scamming people to hand over their banking details, with the obvious outcome. And with certain essential items no longer readily available in their local supermarkets, people are paying massively over the odds prices online for goods that many never actually receive. Some fraudsters are even knocking on doors, offering to go to the shops or to the chemist for people, taking a shopping list and the cash, and never being seen again. And then, of course, there's the handful of local shop owners who fuel all this by emptying the big supermarkets of these crucial goods, and then brazenly sell the goods in their own shop, but marked up by hundreds of a % to make a quick killing. Have none of these people got morals? Who brought them up? Which school taught them how to do that? They're more like feral dogs than humans. And I've got to say that whatever the criminal penalty is for this sort of behaviour, it is only 10% good enough. And if the time was ever right to mobilise all ex-coppers and get them out on the beat doing the job the old-fashioned way, protecting the elderly and vulnerable, that time is now. I reckon just about every retired police officer in the land would rise to that challenge, then throw in a dad's army of ex-servicemen for good measure too. Then fast-track these nasty perpetrators through the courts. Because if the state isn't seen to crack down on this immediately, the nasty and criminally minded will view these elderly and vulnerable people as mere pinless ATMs. And some OAPs might get hurt in the process. Now, these temporary officers wouldn't need to knock on doors. They would just need to be where the risk to people of this sort of activity is highest, and then challenge or report the suspicious. They would just be the eyes, ears and tongue for the local community, with eyes and ears that are practised in the art of identifying potential wrongdoing. But I do hear that many helpful and concerned residents are keeping a watchful eye on their elderly neighbours, which is great, and a big thank you should go out to all of them from all of us. But some are setting up systems for the elderly and infirm to do things like put notices in their windows if they need anything. I just hope they've been warned that this might well attract the unwanted attention of these low-life, mud-crawling fraudsters. If you have elderly relatives, get on the phone and without overly alarming them, ask them to keep their homes secure and look after themselves. Maybe phone them a lot more often than you already do. The Daily Mail reports, "It comes as reports of scams increased by 400% within the space of a month in the City of London. The police force said there had been 105 reports to Action Fraud, the UK's National Reporting Centre for Fraud and Cybercrime, with total losses reaching nearly £970,000. The LGA is urging elderly, isolated residents not to accept services from strangers who offer to run errands, such as collecting prescriptions or shopping, if they ask for cash or card details up front. Now, the LGA has provided a list of the sort of vile activity that these felons get up to. Phishing emails offering quack remedies, bogus medical kits or advice. So-called price gougers selling highly in-demand items at inflated prices, both on fake websites and legitimate online marketplaces, with victims often paying upfront and never receiving the kit. Criminals exploiting the situation to assist in burglary or fraud by impersonating government, council or medical officers. Scam emails pretending to be charities, encouraging residents to donate, or travel companies asking for information about cancelled holidays, often to secure unsuspecting victims' payment details or steal their identity. Advertisements for money mules, playing on the fears of the financially insecure, which are often part of more serious, organised criminal networks, including fraud and drug gangs. In the statement, the chair of the LGA's Safer and Stronger Communities Board, Simon Blackburn, said, "By tricking elderly and vulnerable people in their homes to part with their cash, fraudsters are playing roulette with the lives of those most at risk. Keeping the elderly and those with underlying health conditions safe is every council's top priority, and councils will do everything in their power to prosecute fraudsters and seek the toughest penalties for criminals taking advantage in this despicable way. Councils have plans in place for dealing with the very challenging circumstances and will continue to review how best to use their staff and mobilise community resources to ensure that the elderly and vulnerable are given the support they need." And I'll just add in some helpful contact details from the government. If you think you have been a victim of a scam, then speak to your bank immediately and report any fraud to Action Fraud on 0300 123 2040. You can get further information on dealing with scams and fraud by calling the Consumer Service telephone number via 0808 223 1133 or contact Citizens Advice. If you witness scammers in your area or have any concerns, you should contact your local council's Trading Standards Department. And all of this is included in the descriptions box below this video as well. And the guidance for the isolated is: anyone who is stuck without food or medical supplies or is lonely and does not have any friends and family or neighbours that they know in the area should in the first instance contact their council. And for the concerned public, well-wishers will have the most impact by turning their focus to helping their immediate neighbours or neighbours they already know, making donations to food banks or appealing to established services in their councils, the NHS or local charities. Your council is the fourth emergency service, and I know from looking at my local council website that they have procedures in place to help you. But isn't it shocking that while there are good people out there viewing this as an opportunity to do their bit and help their neighbours and the community, there are also those out there more than happy to see this as an opportunity to take money from those least able to defend themselves and potentially destroy their health in the process, all just to make a quick buck. Non-profane words fail me. Anyway, if you want to hear more from me, please don't forget to subscribe and also press that little bell, or you won't get any notifications. And if you want to see more of me, buy a mug with my mug on it. So what do you think about these scammers? Please share and comment, and thank you for watching.